Bing. So today, the Commander-in-Chief put on his travel Barbie outfits and flew down to the southern border to get a first-hand account of the situation. And while he was there, he gave us all a drunk history lesson.
They say a wall is medieval. Well, so is a wheel. A wheel is older than a wall. And I looked, and every single car out there, even the really expensive ones that the Secret Service uses, and believe me, they are expensive. I said, do they all have wheels? Yes. Oh, I thought it was medieval. The wheel is older than the wall. You know that? And there are some things that work. You know what? A wheel works and a wall works. This barrier is absolutely critical to border security that defends our borders and reopens the government. Democrats in Congress have refused to acknowledge the crisis. I didn't do the project. I decided not to do the project, so I didn't do it. So we're not talking about doing a project. We're talking about not doing a project. Everybody knew about it. It was written about in newspapers. It was a well-known project. He's a weak person, and what he's trying to do is get a reduced sentence. So he's lying about a project that everybody knew about. Now, here's the thing. Even if he was right, it doesn't matter, because I was allowed to do whatever I wanted during the campaign. I really believe that we have a chance to get along very well with the Democrats. We should get along and get deals done. Now, we can investigate. They look at us, we look at them. It goes on for 2 years. Then at the end of 2 years, nothing's done. Now, what's bad for them is, being in the majority, I'm just going to blame them. You understand? I'm going to blame them. They're the majority. Honestly, it makes it much simpler for me. They will be blamed.
On the campaign trail, you called yourself a nationalist. Some people saw that as emboldening white nationalists. Now people are also saying
I don't know why you'd say that. That's such a racist question. Let me tell you, it's a racist question. I think you should let me run the country, you run CNN, and if you did it well, your ratings would be much better.
If I may ask one other question.
I'll tell you what, CNN should be ashamed of itself having you working for them. You are a rude, terrible person. You shouldn't treat people that way. Go ahead. Go ahead, Peter, go ahead.
In Jim's defense, I've traveled with him and watched him. He's a diligent reporter who busts his butt.
Well, I'm not a
like the
big
rest
fan of yours either.
So how you focus on the trade and economic issue with Japan? Will you ask Japan to do more, or will you change your tone?
I really don't understand you.
It's the election of two Muslim women. One of them is veiled to the House, which is making history. Is this a rebuke of this message, do you think?
I don't understand what you're saying. What?
President Erdogan said he's not going to follow your sanctions, and he's going to keep buying oil from...
Who said that?
President Erdogan, Turkey.
I know. I want to congratulate the North Dakota State Bison, Canada, Nevada.
Hispanic. Any Hispanic here? I think so. Any Asians? Asian. Any Asian?
Donald Trump's very, very large brain. Knives. You know, the windmills. Boom, boom, boom. Bing, that's the end of that windmill. The road is no longer a straight shot. It's now, wah. Keep America great! Exclamation point. The Democrat Party is radical socialism, Venezuela, and open borders. From the Wright brothers to that beautiful Orion space capsule, the federal government is conducting an aggressive investigation to be the first president to stand with you here at the White House to address. The wall is under construction. A lot of work has been done. A lot of renovation, if you look at some of it. And he voted for Obama amnesty by a sleazebag lawyer named Abiante. Assistant Secretary Jarrah and Surgeon General Adams joining us from Al Jabar Air Base in Kuwait is the Central Command response and crisis response. We don't want you to put defensive missions and missiles